Hi, this is Elliot from Editors, and you're listening to PH 88.4.
Was für ein musikalischer Break in unserer Sendung. Elliot Williams spielt die Synthesizer bei der britischen Indie-Band Editors. Wenn er auf der Bühne gerade nicht in die Tasten haut, spielt er die zweite Gitarre oder singt Background-Lines. Die Band hat im Frühling ein neues Album herausgebracht und tourt damit gerade durch Europa. Vor dem Gig beim Stimmen Festival in Lörrach habe ich mich mit Elliot getroffen und mit ihm über die Musik, seinen Einstieg bei den Editors und das Wetter in England gesprochen.
Yeah, Elliot, you arrived here in Lörrach yesterday.
Today, yeah, we arrived very early this morning.
This morning?
Yeah. So, yeah, we've had a little bit of time this afternoon. Had a little walk around, which was nice. It's good, yeah. It seems like a very nice, pleasant place to be. Especially at this time of year. Yeah, the weather's amazing, so...
Yeah, it's very hot, I think.
Yeah, it's really hot. But it is in England as well. It's unusually hot in England for this time of year, so... Yeah, it's kind of just been unbearable at the moment.
It's not raining all the time in England?
No, not at the moment. We haven't had any rain. I live in Manchester, which is like the rainiest place ever. And yeah, we haven't had any rain for like at least 2 months now. So yeah, it's very unusual. There's a lot of like local warnings about not using water too much and things like that. A bit of a drought.
How does a typical day in the life of Elliot Williams look when you're on tour?
It depends really, because a lot of it is based on travelling. So yeah, I mean today, like I woke up, I came into town, and yeah, I just had a little look around and stuff. I think that's like what I like doing when you get somewhere new, is just trying to see what's about, and if there's anything fun to do, go and do that. But yeah, of course it changes from place to place, and it depends where you are. Yeah, but we did a sound check today in the square, which was quite funny because obviously it's open, so everyone there's just loads of people having lunch and stuff, and we were just there playing. So yeah, it was quite funny.
Does it get harder how longer the tour goes?
Slightly. I mean, I think you just get into the routine of it a bit more. When you start a tour, you're sort of fresh and excited, and then as it goes on, and you sort of, it just becomes a bit more routine-y. But I enjoy that routine as well. It's something that I love doing. It's it's part of my life. So yeah, it's still fun, and we're still excited to play every night. So it's good.
You joined the band in 2012. How did they find you?
So I was in a band before, a band called Airship, and we used to tour as a support with Editors quite a lot, and we had the same management and stuff. And obviously when the band went through a difficult time and Chris left, they asked me to join, and it wasn't necessarily to be for a long time then, but we did a few gigs and we got on really well, and then we just started writing together, and now here we are, however many years later.
How did you feel when they asked you to join?
I was nervous, excited. Yeah, I mean, it was a daunting aspect at first, I guess, because you sort of doubt yourself whether you're capable of doing it. Even though I'd been doing it on a much smaller level for a long time, you just kind of think, oh, well, this must be different. But when you actually start doing it, then... And the guys were great to me. They were very welcoming and let me have an input, so that made a big difference.
How do you spend the last hour before the show, except of giving interviews, of course?
We normally just we make sure that we're all in the same room. If we've all spent some time apart in the afternoon or whatever, we all get into a room together and just have some drinks and try and relax and put some music on. And, it's not like a overly premeditated, we sit around and do Luigi boards or whatever. But, yeah, we do try and get into a headspace. I think that's important.
Alcoholic drinks before the show or not?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. What is your favorite song to play it live?
To play live, it changes a lot because you tour so much. Yeah, of course, every time you tour, then you play the songs a lot. So yeah, it does change quite often. At the moment, my favourite song to play live is... I really enjoy playing Cold, especially as we're opening with it at the moment, and it's got this kind of intro that I really like. And yeah, it's just got a good feel. It's like to open a set with it is quite bold sometimes because it has quite a plodding start, but you can sort of feel the crowd warm to it, and that's what I like. Is when you see like people warming to a song, it's good. It feels good when you see that kind of connection.
Das war Cold, das aktuelle Konzerteröffnungsstück und der momentane Lieblingssong von Synthman Elliot Williams. Das neue Album der Band klingt so durchproduziert und elektronisch beeinflusst wie noch keines zuvor. Produziert wurde es vom Electronic-Produzenten Blank Mars. Dieser ist dem einen oder anderen vielleicht als Mitglied des Elektro-Duos Fuck Buttons bekannt. Ich habe Elliot gefragt, ist das überhaupt noch der Sound der Editors oder ist es ein Blank Mars Album mit Kompositionen der Band?
Well, I think that's it's a funny thing because there's definitely a lot of editors in there, and there's definitely a lot of Black Mass. And, you know, when we started making this record, we sort of buried ourselves away in Oxford, and we kind of made the record pretty much ourselves. And a lot of the things were sort of not exactly the same as they are on the record, but they were quite in that vein. And then we sent the stuff to Black Mass, and he sent back some ideas and sort of almost remixed those kind of songs and sent them back to us, and we really loved it. And there's obviously parts that we liked and we didn't like, so then we got in Leo Abrahams, who is an amazing producer, and he kind of, I would say he was the instrumental person in help bringing everything together. And the detail is actually, I would give credit to that, mainly to Leo, because he helped sort of go, well, this is where we need that sort of Blank Mass part, and this is where we need like the electronic from editors and stuff. And that's why it's so, I think, incredibly detailed, and everything has its own little space, which Leo managed to do. And I mean, painstakingly sat there for hours at a time going, okay, let's pull this out here and let's bring this in here. And he added stuff as well. So yeah, there's three big creative forces at play, but we totally got it to the place that we wanted to get it to. I think when we finished the record in Oxford, what we were thinking, we were just looking for some sparks of inspiration, and then working with Blank Mass sort of fed back into that, and then working with Leo sort of helped feed back into that as well, and it just became this sort of patchwork of extremely detailed, almost quite complex pieces of music, which I'm very, very proud of.
So in the end, you're completely happy with it?
Yeah, totally. It was when we started working with Leo, it was quite like a confusing time, because we made the record and kind of made it ourselves, like demoed it all, and then we'd had this influence from Blank Mass, and he'd done stuff, and then it's kind of like, how do we put all this stuff together? You know, it's quite a confusing place, and you can start going down rabbit holes of, oh, what do we do, you know, and you overthink things. And Leo just kind of, we needed someone to come in and sort of crack us into shape a bit, and he was great at doing that.
In a former interview, Tom Smith said that every album, and you said it too, is like a reaction to the album you did before, because you never want to feel like repeating yourself. So how could the next album of Editors sound?
I have no idea at the moment. It's not something that we've really discussed. Yeah, I think it will come when it will come, and it's always hard to say until you get in a room together, really, and you start throwing the songs around and the ideas around. And normally it's one idea that feels fresh and exciting that sort of starts to push you in a direction. So until we sort of get into that process, I think it's really hard to say yet. But I'm excited about the future, so yeah, we'll see.
Der Weg zum neuen Album war lange und steinig. Aus dem Wunsch heraus, sich nicht selbst zu wiederholen, hat die Band ihre aufgenommenen Demos zum Elektroproduzenten Blank Mars geschickt, der ihnen einen stark elektronischen Mix verliehen hat. Ein dritter Produzent namens Leo Abrahams hat dann letztlich beide Versionen zu dem Produkt vermengt, das jetzt auf Platte zu hören ist. Mit dem Ergebnis ist Elliot Williams absolut glücklich. Er sieht darin eine gelungene Symbiose aus Bandsound und elektronischen Klangtexturen. Wie das nächste Album klingen wird, kann er uns noch nicht verraten. Er freut sich jedoch auf die Zukunft mit der Band. Ich freue mich ebenfalls auf die Zukunft der Editors. Das Konzert später am Abend war großartig und ich bin sicher, dass da noch großes künstlerisches Potenzial auf seine Entfaltung wartet. Für heute war's das schon wieder mit Campus & Co. Am Mikrofon war Jonas. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet genauso viel Freude wie ich und verabschiede mich hiermit von euch. Es bleibt heiß, also zieht euch was auf den Kopf und trinkt reichlich. Dann hören wir uns auch bald wieder auf PH 88,4. Macht's gut, ciao.